Notre Dame fans, we've talked about it. We've highlighted the Miami Hurricanes, what strengths, weaknesses going into this football game. It's time to predict the score next. Ryan Roberts from A to Z Sports breaking down everything Notre Dame football. Folks, on Sunday night, Notre Dame travels down to Hard Rock Stadium to take on the Miami Hurricanes. Talked a lot about over the last few weeks, analysis on both sides, what to expect from Notre Dame, strengths, weaknesses, breakout stars. On the Miami side, we've talked about a ton as far as what Notre Dame can expect offensively, defensively, but it is now time to make a score prediction. And I'm going to break it down as far as how I see this game overall on both sides. But my score prediction, not to belabor the point here, 31-16. Fighting Irish come out on top in a dominant road victory to start the 2025 college football season. On the offensive side of the football, I know a lot of people are going to talk about CJ Carr, first start as a redshirt freshman, hostile environment, at least to start the football game. There's going to be a lot of things that are stacked against him to potentially win this football game. But I think that the thing that people are missing is, while it is a first-year starting quarterback, a first start in general in the books for CJ Carr, there's a lot of great support around him. You know, we talk about Jeremiah Love potentially being the best running back in all of college football, and he is going into the 2025 season. Talk about Jadarian Price and just this stable of backs that Notre Dame has, including Aeneas Williams and Nolan James Jr. and Jabron Payne for this football game as well. But not enough people talk about, one, the offensive line for Notre Dame is one of the best in college football. Does it need to take a step forward in 2025 compared to where it was last season? Of course. But that is most teams and most units overall as far as the maturation and development of players. But regardless, they should still have a very good offensive line in 2025, which will help a young quarterback. You have great running backs that will help a young quarterback. And Notre Dame has one of the more complete wide receiver rooms that they've had in several years. This isn't just Jayden Greathouse, who had 13 receptions for over 230 yards and 3 touchdowns his last 2 games of the 2024 season. This isn't just Jordan Faison, who's had some really nice moments during his first 2 years in South Bend. This is also bringing in Malachi Fields. This is also hopefully a breakout for tight end Eli Raridan, who has been having a tremendous offseason for the Fighting Irish. So while the attention will be to the quarterback, and deservedly so, I do think that CJ Carr is going to do enough and make enough key plays in this football game to have a nice offensive showing against a Miami defense that should be improved, but it's still the first game under a new defensive coordinator, a lot of moving parts, completely new secondary in the back end for the Hurricanes. All that needs some time to gel, and I think the Fighting Irish offensively have a pretty nice showing in their season opener, under offensive coordinator Mike Denbrock in his second season. On the defensive side of the football, don't want to get too hyperbolic, but I think that the matchups work in Notre Dame's favor here on the defensive side of the ball, especially. Secondary, one of the best in all of college football. You have arguably the best corner in college football in Leonard Moore on one side. Very talented corner in Christian Graves, hopefully going to take a step forward this year. You have a Don Schuler, Devontae Smith, and a wealth of safety talent on the back end. This should be a really good secondary in general. And you are facing off against a Miami Hurricanes wide receiver room that needs to find some key answers after losing everybody from a year ago. You have some talented youngsters like JoJo Trader and Malachi Toney. You brought in CJ Daniels, among others, in the portal. But is that going to be enough to create some big plays against a really talented Notre Dame secondary? If Notre Dame is able to win that battle decisively, which I think they will, that has a chance to really condense the offense for Miami, and they have good running backs, so they're going to try to run the football just in general. But I think the Notre Dame defensive line is going to do enough to counteract and to stifle this offensive attack and make it a hard day for new transfer quarterback Carson Beck. So 31-16 is my score prediction. Love to hear from you all in the chat right now. What are your score predictions? Miami, Notre Dame, who do you think ends up winning the contest? What is the margin? Make sure to hit that like and subscribe on your way out as well. And as always, go Irish.